Our industry has evolved through the years. What has changed and what has not? Let's take a look at then and now. The NCBFAA was originally formed in 1897. This year marks the 126th anniversary of the association's beginning. The first NCBFAA conference was held in 1973, and today we celebrate the 50th anniversary Golden Jubilee of the NCBFAA conference. 50 years ago, 1973 looked a lot different than today. The average household median income in 1973 was less than $11,000. Now, according to the U.S. Census Bureau, it exceeds $70,000. The average cost of a new car was $3,200, and today it is almost $50,000. 50 years ago, the cost of a gallon of milk was $1.32. Today, it costs more than $4. The cost of a dozen eggs was 70 cents. Now they are close to $5 a dozen. Factors such as automation have made a big impact on how we conduct our daily business. Today, the American worker uses about 10,000 sheets of paper per year. Can you imagine the amount of paper used 50 years ago? Back then, customs bonds and entries were manually processed on a typewriter. In 2003, the U.S. Customs Service launched the ACE Secure Portal, which eventually evolved to support e-bonds. Now, the majority of bonds are filed electronically. Some of you may remember connecting to the internet on a landline. The World Wide Web has been used since the early 1980s, but it wasn't until the 90s that the internet became popular. The internet opened doors to a lot of information and resources, but along with that, doors were opened to cyber criminals. The first major cyber attack happened in 1988, affecting 60,000 users. Maersk experienced a malware cyber attack, disabling operations for 10 days and costing $300 million. From June 2020 to June 2021, the transportation industry saw a 186% increase in weekly ransom attacks. While the internet and automation helped shape the landscape of the work environment, the pandemic of 2020 changed how we work. Back in 1973, hybrid work was non-existent. Virtual meetings and social media were unheard of. When the COVID pandemic struck, through technology, the office was no longer confined to a physical space. With cell phones and laptops, mobility was literally at our fingertips, and virtual meetings connected our workforce. The use of AI and robots can quickly and cost-effectively manage inventory, stock shelves, and keep up with online orders. As an example, today, Amazon deploys more than 520,000 robots in its warehouses, and earlier this month, UPS tested residential drone delivery in Tampa, Florida. The geopolitical landscape 50 years ago saw the rise of international trade. While some things have changed, others have remained the same. The Tariff Act of 1970 influenced trading patterns, as did the more recent tariffs imposed during the Trump administration. The Trade Act of 1974 gave the president authority to negotiate trade agreements that Congress can approve or disapprove, but can't amend or filibuster. While trade with China has increased dramatically in the past 50 years, Canada and Mexico remain significant trading partners. In 1973, e-commerce did not exist. The closest thing to it was ordering from a catalog. Purchases were delivered in weeks and sometimes months. The rise in popularity of online shopping has led to the decline of shopping malls. As of 2021, there were only 1,000 malls in the United States. Amazon is now the world's largest online retailer, shipping 1.6 million packages daily. With the growth of world commerce, even the size of shipping vessels has grown through the years. Container capacity has increased 1,500% since 1968 and almost doubled over the last decade. All these changes have made a significant impact on how a customs broker and freight forwarder operates. Today, NCBFAA has more than 1,200 member companies with 110,000 employees in international trade. Members handle more than 97% of entries for imports into the United States and 80 to 85% of all exports. While some things have changed, others remain the same. We are once again experiencing inflation. Supply chain shortages exist today, not unlike the gas lines of 1973. Political and military conflicts impact global trade as they did 50 years ago. Learn from the past. Live in the present. Prepare for the future. Join us as we continue our discussion about our industry through the decades.